Good morning, everyone. Yesterday, we discussed about candidate elimination algorithm in concept learning. The role of candidate elimination algorithm is it will help us to find out the boundaries in the version space. Version space is nothing but it consists of all the hypotheses that are consistent with the given training examples, given training data. So version space is nothing but it's a set of hypotheses. The hypotheses which are consistent with the given training data. That are consistent with the given training data. Uh, so we can use a candidate elimination algorithm to find out the version space. Particularly in candidate elimination algorithm, we'll get the S boundary and G boundary. G indicates the set of most general hypotheses that are present in this version space. S boundary represents set of specific hypotheses. So for our data set, when we applied candidate elimination algorithm, we got S hypothesis and 2G hypothesis. So this is the G boundary and this is S boundary. So in between G and S, by looking at the general to specific ordering of hypothesis, we can arrive at another 3 hypotheses. Altogether, there are 6 hypotheses which are present in this version space. Those which are consistent with the given training data. These hypotheses are consistent with our training examples. We have seen 4 examples. So these training data are consistent with those 4 training examples. Consistent means what? Like for first example, if you compare that first example with match that first example with this hypothesis, first example was positive case, it will say positive. Second example, positive, so this hypothesis will say positive. Third example is a negative, no, enjoy sport is no. So if you see this hypothesis will say enjoy sport is false. Fourth example is again positive. This hypothesis will classify that as positive itself. So similarly, all these 6 hypotheses, they will classify positive as positive and negative as negative. So we can say that all these 6 hypotheses are consistent with our given training data. For that particular training data, these 6 hypotheses are consistent. So there are some issues in candidate elimination algorithm. Some of the issues are it will converge towards the hypothesis that correctly describes the target concept, given that there are no errors in the training examples. That means that it will give you exact hypothesis properly, but there should not be any error in the training examples. Okay, in coming slides, I will show you one example where it will not work, this condition. And it will also work if in some hypothesis head that correctly describes the target concept. If there are S and G will eventually converge to an empty version space. If there is error in your data, then S and G will become converged to same thing and it will make the version space empty. So this algorithm will not work in error data. For best performance, that is, if your algorithm has to perform better, the next example should satisfy exactly half the hypothesis in the current version space. So you are doing the training, you have 5 or 6 examples, 3 examples already been trained. So next examples should be such that it will match half of the hypothesis which is already present. So your training should be such that your data should be such that partially learned concept can still be used. Yeah, if you have few hypotheses, then that partially learned concept can be used when you are using candidate elimination algorithm. If all the hypotheses classify an instance as positive or negative, then obviously we will classify it as positive or negative. If there is a discrepancy, like 4 positive and 3 negative, in that case, what we can do is we can consider the majority. All right. So these are few important points regarding candidate elimination algorithm. Okay. So we have applied candidate elimination algorithm for our data. So we got these 6 hypotheses. Okay, we got these 6 hypotheses. Next, these in this table, these are the unseen data. Okay, these are new example x5, x6, x7, x8. So these are the data which has examples which has not been uh, used for training. Now, if this is the condition, now I want to find out whether enjoy sport is yes or no. 4 conditions they have given. For these 4 conditions, based on the hypothesis that we arrived at, we have to check whether enjoy sport is yes or no. See, first case is sunny, sky, warm, normal, strong, cool, and change. How you have to find out? See, I have to compare this example with all the 6 hypotheses and find out what all 6 hypotheses will say. Okay, I should compare that first line with all these 6 hypotheses and find out what result I am going to get. Okay, similarly, you have to check for all these 4 examples. When you do the check, okay, these are the hypotheses, 6 hypotheses. So first is sunny. So here also sunny field is there, accepted. This hypothesis will accept. This hypothesis sunny is there. Question mark is there. Question mark means again it can be accepted. Here also sunny field is there. Here also question mark is there. So first attribute is accepted. Warm. Here warm is there. Question mark means accept. Warm is there. Accept. Here also warm is there. Question mark is there. Here warm is there. So all 6 hypotheses will accept this attribute. Next, normal is there. Here question mark, accept, question mark, again accept, question mark. Okay. Here also question mark is there, question mark. So normal is also accepted. Strong. Here strong is there, accepted. Here strong, question mark, strong, question mark, question mark. So here also it is accepted. Next, cool is there. Question mark, question mark, question mark, and question mark. Everywhere question mark is there. So cool is also accepted. Change is there. All 6 question marks are there, so change is accepted. So this first example, all these hypotheses are saying that this first example is a positive case. Okay, it will classify it as enjoy sport is true. For this first example, it will say that enjoy sport is true. Is it clear? Next, we shall come to the next example. Rainy is there, first bit. Here sunny is there. So rainy means this hypothesis will say enjoy sport is false. Here also sunny is there. So this hypothesis will also say that enjoy sport is false. This also sunny I am expecting, rainy is there. Hypothesis will say false. Here question mark is there, so it will accept. But here warm is there, here cold is there. So this hypothesis again it will say enjoy sport is false. Here sunny is there, rainy is there, not accepted. Here warm is there, cold is there, not accepted. So all 6 hypotheses in the second example, they are saying that enjoy sport is negative, false. Okay, first example has been classified as positive, second example has been classified as negative. When we come to third example, okay, see the third example. In third example, first 3 hypotheses will say positive, next 3 hypotheses will say negative. So this is not classifying it properly. It is not saying positive or negative. And last example. In the last example, again, 2 cases positive, 4 cases negative. So in these cases, what has to be done? See, third example, anyhow, 50-50 case is there. So we cannot classify it as either a positive case or negative case. In the fourth case, 2 negative, 4 positive is there. So majority we have positive. So we can say that it is a true. Enjoy sport is true. Okay. In these kind of situations, sometimes candidate elimination algorithm will not work. Okay. So this is one example. So we have seen for concept learning, we have seen three kind of algorithm. Findes algorithm, order of execution, how you will start, we'll start from specific and we'll move towards general. Top down approach it is. List then eliminate algorithm, we'll start with general and we'll come to specific hypothesis. Bottom up approach. In candidate elimination algorithm, it's a bidirectional. We'll For positive cases, we'll move from specific boundary. For negative cases, we'll move from general boundary. So it is a bidirectional algorithm. For concept learning, three algorithms are there, and this is the detail. And anyhow, like in real world, in real time applications, uh, most of the time we'll not use any of this algorithm because they are not like that much accurate, or in real world this algorithm won't work. But you should understand, when you have Boolean value target functions, one option we have is we can use concept learning techniques. And one more topic is there, inductive bias. See, these concept learning, they follow inductive bias. So what is inductive bias? Inductive learning hypothesis means any hypothesis found to approximate the target function well over a sufficiently large set of training example will also approximate the target function well over the other unobserved examples. Okay. So we have applied this algorithms on some training data. What does inductive bias says? Inductive bias says that if you have applied it for large data set uh, to approximate the target function, for unseen data also it may be applied. So that is inductive bias. Yeah, that's a bias. Okay, inductive bias, inductive learning. You might have uh, came across inductive learning methods, inductive algorithm proof and all. It is also the same like that. Like if something is true, he'll say that next thing will also be true. So same thing we use here. So we call that as inductive bias. See, when we go for inductive bias, problems will occur. What kind of problems? Just see here. Three examples are there: sunny, warm, normal, strong, cool, and change. Okay, positive example. Next, you have one more thing. Again, positive example there. This is the given data. But third example, when you see, okay, rainy, warm. See, first field is different in all three examples. Next attributes values are same. Okay, next attribute values are same. When you train using first two examples, sunny and cloudy is there, and they are saying it is positive case. So hypothesis will become question mark, sunny and cloudy. When hypothesis becomes question mark, then that hypothesis will say that this example is positive. Okay, because question mark means it accepts any conditions, any values for this attribute. So it will say that third example will become positive. But in our training example, it is saying it is negative. So when we use biased hypothesis space, this kind of problems will occur. So here we can say that no hypothesis is consistent with the above training data. Our data is like that, and none of the hypotheses are consistent with this data. So when data is like this, hypothesis, you will not get the hypothesis. It will be very difficult to get the hypothesis. Or you can write the hypothesis like this: sunny question mark, or cloudy question mark question mark. But that is not the way. Like you are not getting this through the algorithm. Okay. So that is what, when you are using biased inductive bias, this uh, thing will occur. When examples are like this, things won't work out. And that's what, like when biased hypotheses are there, sky is sunny, we don't have any distinctive representation. Okay, if there was in hypothesis, if there was a distinctive representation, you can mention that sunny or cloudy. Okay, you can mention like that, but in our hypothesis representation, that is not allowed. Okay, so that is creating the problem. Okay, so this is about the candidate elimination algorithm and finders algorithm. These two algorithms, they have their own limitations. For that reason, they are not used in any real-time application. Um, but for knowledge sake, you should know, you should understand these algorithms, how they work, how they perform. Okay. So next we shall see one more concept, okay, one more example. Uh, so this is the example of a Japanese economy car. Uh, how, on what basis people have brought the car, Japanese cars, in certain years. So features, attributes are country of origin. See, in Japan, one thing is very particular. Okay, they are particular about the uh, company which has manufactured that car. Okay, if it is American origin company, then Japanese they won't prefer that brand. So country of origin is very important in Japan. After Hiroshima Nagasaki attack, afterwards they are very particular about this thing. They are like now we are saying in India, made in India concept, but in Japan from 1960 itself they are following that. They are highly like they are nourishing their own companies. So a country of origin is one of the important features when people try to buy automobiles in Japan. Manufacturer, which company, color, and year and type of car. So we have the data set like this. Origin, Japan or USA, Japan or USA. Manufacturer, which company, color of the car, and decade, in which decade, type of car, whether it's economy or sports. So is it positive or negative? You can see there one example, country of origin is USA, and it's a negative. As I said, they won't prefer anything that is manufactured from America, okay, because they have dropped the bomb on Japan. So those people they still hate US and US products like anything. So like that is what like now what we are pushing like made in China we are not like accepting. It's a similar kind of situation. So data is there. Let's first apply finders algorithm for this data and see what hypothesis we are going to get. All right. See, finders algorithm, it always works on positive examples. 1, 2, 3, and 4 positive examples are there, 3 negative examples are there. So finders works only on positive examples. So finders algorithm. So first positive example is this one, Japan Honda Blue 1980 and economy. So that is our first hypothesis. Next hypothesis, Japan Honda Toyota is there. So it will change to question mark. Blue will remain 1980, 1990. It will become question mark. Economy, economy. So it will economy will remain same. Next example, positive example, Japan. This is already question mark. White, blue are there. So question mark. 1980, 1980 question mark. Economy, economy. So economy will remain. Next again positive example, Japan will remain question mark. This is also question mark. This is also question mark. And economy will remain same. Is it clear? So uh, this is the final hypothesis. When you have applied finders algorithm, you are going to get this hypothesis. First field has to be Japan, followed by 3 question mark. See, last is not question mark. This is economy. Okay, last field is economy. So when you apply finders algorithm for this data set, you are going to get a hypothesis like this: Japan followed by 3 question mark, and instead of last one is economy field. Okay, so positive states. Japanese always preferred one thing is origin, country origin, Japan, and car has to be economy type. So if that is the case, they have positive. That car has made success. If you see the negative examples for this hypothesis, okay, sports is there. Uh, so it will say it will accept everything instead of economy. Sports is there. So this example, it will classify as negative. Here USA is there, so that's also negative. But this example, when you come to last example, Japan is there, question mark, question mark, question mark. So three question marks, it will say accept all these three values. Economy is there, here also economy will be there. This example, it will classify as positive, but in the data it is given negative. Is it clear? In the data it is negative, but our hypothesis will classify it as positive. See, that is a problem with this concept learning thing, okay? You can never say they are like perfect. For some or the other case, it will fail. So let's see, we shall apply candidate elimination algorithm for the same table data, and we will consider positive as well as negative examples and see what result we are going to get, what are the hypotheses we'll get. Okay, first positive example. So initialize G. See, G is initialized to question mark. S will be initialized to first positive example. That is Japan, Honda, Blue, 1980 and economy. Second is a negative example. When it is a negative example, will not change S. S will remain same. S hypothesis will remain same. G will change. G will change. So Japan, anyhow, it is for positive case, Japan is there. Okay, so Toyota. Second field, I am saying that Honda has to be compulsory here. Okay, color green. I will say blue color is compulsory. And 1970, I will say 1980 is compulsory. Sports, instead of sports field, we'll say economy field is compulsory. So G hypothesis will get 4 hypotheses. And third positive example. Whenever you are in positive example, S hypothesis will change. Japan, question mark, blue, question mark, economy. Hypothesis has changed like this. G will, see, there are two inconsistent hypotheses here. Okay, here we are saying that color has to be blue. Okay, model has to be 1980. We are saying that it is compulsory, which is inconsistent with the third example. So we'll remove this hypothesis. And the third, and one more thing is we are saying that Honda is compulsory. Okay, here it is again Japan or Toyota. So we'll remove those two hypotheses there, which are inconsistent with the given data. So we'll only two G hypotheses will remain. Next, third, there is one more negative example. Okay, so first field is USA. And again, we have to make it compulsory Japan. If it is USA, negative. This is a negative example. So if Japan is there in this first field, obviously this example will be classified as negative. And red is there, blue is there. So all these three hypotheses are consistent up to our examples. And next example, positive example, Japan, Honda, white. See, this is a positive example. So S will change. Japan, question mark, economy. So this is the S hypothesis. Here, G will also change. This blue is inconsistent with the next example. Next example, car color is white, positive. We are saying blue is compulsory. So this will also not work. So this hypothesis is inconsistent. We'll remove this. Now you can see G and S are same. Okay, G and X are same. We are still in fifth example. There is one more negative example after this. Okay, so this was positive and one more positive example. So for that G and S, again, it will remain same. When we come to one more negative example, see, this negative example is completely inconsistent with all the hypotheses. Completely inconsistent means you cannot apply the candidate elimination for this data itself. See, for find S also, last example gave the problem. Here also, when you came to last line, last example, this algorithm has failed. Version space has collapsed. So what does that mean? See, that means that data itself is wrong. That last example itself is wrong. That data has got the error. It was a positive example. It was supposed to be a positive example, but it is negative. For that reason, you are not getting the answer. See, this is the problem with these two algorithms. If you have error in the data, you'll not get the exact hypothesis what you expect for. So that is the major problem in this case, in this algorithm. Is it clear? So here, that thing will, any algorithm, if the error is there in the data, these algorithms will fail. Okay. So this is about candidate elimination algorithm. So in concept learning, in first module, you have finder's algorithm and candidate elimination algorithm. So in exam, either they will ask you to explain this algorithm, or they will ask you to, they'll give you one table and they'll ask you to find out the version space or the hypothesis for the given training data. And usually, so far, they have given the same textbook example. But the thing is, you cannot write them directly. See, that is a very simple example. Simply, you cannot write the output. At each and every step, you have to explain how it is working step by step, how a hypothesis changes. All those things you have to mention properly. Is it clear? Very simple algorithms. Inductive bias. What is inductive bias? Challenges in these algorithms. Where these algorithms will converge to fail. All these things. Because see, very simple topic. Contents are very less, so you cannot skip anything in these topics. You have to read everything. Okay, only 6 pages or 10 pages are there in the textbook. You cannot pick the topic and study. You have to study everything. Pretty simple algorithms, and we have lab programs as well for these algorithms. Okay. Again, if college starts, I will solve these examples. I will explain this example and problems related to this example. So we shall discuss again in the class. Yeah, thank you.